This video will be taking a look at both the Granular Strand and Granular Sheet tools in the Grain Shelf set. Here you can see that we have a rigid body ground plane and a sphere object in the scene. Let's turn off visibility on the ground plane and select the sphere and press spacebar G to focus in on it. And before we go further, let's turn this into a static rigid body object. And let's start with granular strands. We're going to simulate a necklace with it, so let's make a torus. And we'll change the radius parameters to 0.2 and 0.03, and rows will change to 6 and columns 12. We'll just toggle to wireframe with the W key so we can see it, and then hit the T key so we can move it up. And jump back to shaded view with the W key. And if you're wondering about the lowered surface density, be aware that granular strands will place particles based on your surface density. Higher the density, the more particles you'll get. With the torus selected, let's go to the grain shelf and click on Granular Strand. So you can see that we have particles placed along essentially the wireframe of our torus, which was where we took the note about the surface density earlier. Higher the surface density, the more particles it'll be. Let's just turn on Use OpenCL in the Solver tab since the graphic card used for this video supports it and will give us a better sim time. Let's turn on Real-Time Toggle, and now we'll just hit the up arrow key to play it back. And we have a sort of choker-style wide necklace like a multi-strand string of pearls. Alright, let's move on to the next tool, Granular Sheet. So we're using the same sphere object and we have our rigid body ground plane still. For a granular sheet, we're going to need to make a grid. And let's change the size of the grid. We're going to make a rectangular strip. Hit the T key and move it upwards. And with the grid selected, click on Granular Sheet. And our grid has been transformed into a sheet of grain particles. Let's just scroll up and enable Use OpenCL in the Sand Update Solver tab like we did for Granular Strand. Turn on Real-Time Toggle, and hit the up arrow key to play. Let's zoom in, and you can see the particles working to maintain the shape of our rectangular strip, but with a bit of stretch. Let's rewind to frame 1 by pressing Ctrl and up arrow key, and then we'll go back up to object level, so hit the U key. And we're going to put down a few more rectangular strips. Double-click on the grid object node to go inside. We're going to put down a duplicate node after the first grid node. Hit the Tab key and type duplicate and select it with the Enter key. Move the node over one of the connections between grid 1 and grain source 1. You'll see one of the connections highlight in yellow. It's kind of crowded there, so let's hit the L key to lay out the nodes. Now we're going to grab the duplicate node and move it over the other outgoing connection. Let's just move the node to see our connections. And the grid node is passing through the duplicate node, so now we can specify the number of copies, translation values, rotation, and others. Let's make 4 copies. And translate Y, we'll put down 0.25. Look at our nice automatic offset. Okay, and we'll put rotate Y to 30. And go back up to object level with the U key, and then hit the up arrow key to play. Let's take a look at a pre-cooked sim. And here are some other examples with a much longer grid tilted at an angle. This one was done using default settings. So for this one, in the Sand Update node, we changed Friction Scale Kinetic to 1, and under Internal Collisions, we changed Weight to 0.1 and Stiffness to 10, and disabled Mass Shock Scaling. So you can see that by tweaking some parameters, you can mimic different physical properties, so be sure to check out the settings within.